What's good, YouTube? It's Ted Blends. I'm back with another low taper tutorial. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. So like always with this low taper, I'm gonna make sure I set in my guideline pretty low so he can still have his C cups, and I'm gonna make sure I don't go too far up. So now I'm gonna come in with my one guard, flicking out at that bottom guideline that I set in, and I'm gonna have my lever about halfway open. I like to play with this when I first go in with my one to see how it comes up. So now below that, I'm gonna go in with my lever open, no guard, and I'll make sure I'm not going too high, because if I go into that bulk, as you can see at the top, right about where I went in with my one, it's just gonna mess it up. So I'm making sure I stay low with that one guard. And now I'm gonna go in with my two guard and just flick out at that bulk to make sure it blends in nice and neat at the top. So this is my favorite guard to use, honestly, because it's like when you use this guard, you know you're gonna put the fade together. But I'm going in with my half guard at the bottom, lever about almost closed all the way. And as you can see, it's flicking out that bottom line where I went in with my lever open and my one. Now I'm gonna just go back over it with my 1.5 and just detail, you know, to make sure I get this nice and neat. And now at the bottom, I'm just balding everything out. I'm just making sure it's like skin tight. You can see the tone of the fade, like you could tell from how it's progressing that it's a fade there. And I'm just going back and detailing at this point. Now I'm going in and I'm debulking the top, because as you could tell, like the fade is coming out nice and tight, but I just feel that it needs to be debulked at the top a little bit. It just looks a little too bulky. So I go back in with my one guard and go cut down, you know, making sure I don't cut up, because it'll mess up the fade if I go up like that. But now onto the other side of the head. Whatever you do to one side, you got to do to the other to match it, make it look nice and neat. So right here, I'm gonna set in my guideline low like I did on the other side, and then I'm gonna come in with my one guard about halfway open. And notice how I'm using the corners of my blade. I'm not using the full blade, because it's like it's not a big enough area on the side of his head for me to use the whole guard. And it's a low taper, so I'm making sure I'm not going too high up and I'm using too much space. So now I'm going in with my lever open, no guard, and I'm gonna flick out at that line that I created. So with my half guard, I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna just touch that up and blend in between where I went in with my one and my no guard lever open. So as you can tell, I'm using a bigger guard, and you're right, I'm using the two guard. I'm gonna make sure I go up into that bulk and I'm blending it into the bulk. So this two guard will really wrap things together a lot of times when you're having trouble blending in the top of the hair, that bulk. Right now I'm just blending out that bottom line. I'm completely getting it out. Actually, I'm not blending. I'm just completely getting it out. My lever closed, no guard. And this low taper is starting to look nice. You know, I'm making sure I'm using the proper steps in order to get a flawless blend. I'm not going up too much on the fade. So now onto the back of the head, I'm gonna come in and set my guideline in with my clippers. I'm gonna make sure I go no guard, lever fully closed, and I'm gonna set in that guideline across the head in the back as a straight line. So now I'm gonna go in with my one guard and I'm gonna flick out at that line that I created. So next, after my one guard, I'm gonna go in below that with my lever open, no guard, and I'll make sure I'm flicking that bottom line out. So now you may have to use clips to hold the hair up to see what you're cutting, but I normally got a sense of what I'm cutting because I did it for a while now. I'm gonna just go up a little bit above that no guard that I went in with to blend this in with the half guard. So now going into the bulk of the hair, I'm going in with my two guard, and I'm gonna make sure I fully use like the full guard. I'm not using the corners right now because I'm working with the back of the head, and I'm not being shy with the clip. You know what I'm saying? Like, be confident in what your abilities and what you could do. So I'm using my two guard and I'm going into that bulk. So right now, I'm just making sure I'm getting all the straggling hair at the bottom away, and I'm just really detailing at this point. I'm gonna go back in with my one guard, my lever halfway open, and I'm gonna just see if that blends it a little bit better at the bottom. So now for my vertical lines in the back, my vertical bars in the back, I'm gonna make sure I'm pulling down, but I'm not pressing too hard. And I'm gonna just make sure I get behind that ear as well.
Get the paper, Sandal.
If you made it this far, drop a